Shit's about to get personal. Hello, lovely peoples. I am Michelle. This is my wheelchair Betty, and you're watching Rebelwheels NYC. And today's video is going to talk about what happens when your body goes through changes. And this video is kind of partially inspired by Victoria's video, which was on her channel, Chronicles. She was talking about how a lot of times when we have situations that involve the reproductive area and hoo-ha area, and how it's kind of bullshit that if you're going through something where you're having a lot of symptoms that are like interrupting your life, but yet you're not supposed to talk about that. And I was like, that is some bullshit. So this is what's happening. So as a woman, I'm supposed to get my period like once a month. But not my body. No. My body is an overachiever. My periods happen every 2 weeks. And in between that, I am PMSing with maybe 1 or 2 days of reprieve. And this has really interrupted my life. What happens when your body changes and like you sort of go from this kind of familiar groove to this very uncertain or even a no groove, and you have to find your new groove, and how that feels very weird and uncertain and unpleasant. Changes, changes. How exactly is this impacting my body and lifestyle? Which is not only important because it's important to kind of check in with yourself and know exactly how things are changing, but also it's important because when you know how things are changing, then you can think of like ways to help like make it easier and manage things better. Cravings, nothing more than cravings. Cravings. Bagel! Like I want a fucking bagel, or chocolate cake, or just bread. I want bread. But the problem is I can't have these things because my body has a lot of dietary restrictions as to what it's willing to digest and process without making me sick, which is a problem. The fact that I have not robbed a bakery is a testament to my ethics and gluten intolerance. Cravings. But that was like once a month, but now it's like constant. So one thing that I find helpful is I make this one dish myself. Either I bake it with lentils or make it with chickpeas. Basically take some sesame oil and some garlic salt because like fat and salty goodness is like my friend. Cramps. I never really got a lot of cramps when I got my cycle, but I am now, and sometimes it is like a lightning or like a sudden like prong of pain. And let me tell you something, if you are out and about outside of your apartment and your arm suddenly hurts, you can go, ooh, ow, you can grab your arm. It is frowned upon if you grab your crotch and go, oh, it's just, people don't like it. Society does not like when you do that. So you have to go, eee, like I just it's a mess. It's a mess. These are the things that are also involved that are not actually that funny. Yeah, so that's it. That's what's happening. I did go to the doctor. He ordered me a pelvic ultrasound. Pelvic ultrasound revealed that I have a small but present axdenal, it's AXDENAL cyst. From what the report, it sounds like it's benign. So one thing that's been very, very frustrating, I go to great lengths to avoid going to doctors. And now, because this is really impacting my life and my lifestyle, I have to go to doctors. I was kind of hoping this was like perimenopause, and that all this was like kind of like the struggle was for a greater cause. But then, no, apparently not. And I feel very, 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 very uncomfortable that I have to rely on the healthcare system to like help me. A lot of times I've gone to them and I have not been able to get help. I've been trying to Google it, but then it's like you want to find that balance because informing yourself is really, really important as a patient and as a human being. But then if you do too much Googling, you start like becoming a little freaked out by it. You're like, ah, you know, and it just can be a little overwhelming, and it's just it's a lot. One thing I have been doing is I gave the cyst a name. I've been calling him Harvey, or calling them Harvey. Harvey necessarily isn't a boy or a girl, it's just, you know, Harvey. Because it's scary, and it's sad, and it's frustrating. So by giving the cyst a name and calling them Harvey, having empathy for my body, so I don't view my body as the enemy, and like me and my body are together, and I don't view Harvey as the enemy, as this like malicious entity that is in my body causing me more shit. Obviously, Harvey exists because there's a bigger problem going on. What that is, I don't know. But those are some things that I've been doing. Overall, I am frustrated. I am sad. I am scared. A little overwhelmed as well because I already have a lot on my plate, and now I have more on my plate. And like, why?